Good day, everyone. Welcome back to our video lecture. And on today's video lecture, I will be talking to you guys about our lesson 4, which is still under Unit 5 and still in the subject EM11, Technology for Secondary Language Education. For our lesson 4, we'll be looking into the integration or the using of podcasting, digital storytelling, podcasting, and at the same time, blogging as our way to teach or basically to enhance the language learning skills of our students. So at this chapter, allow me to share the screen for our lecture, for as our visual aids here. It's our digital visual aids. So this is our lesson 4. Again, using digital storytelling, blogging, podcasting, and improving language skills. Yeah, and you guys know what are the language skills we have. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And in this case, we will be making use of digital storytelling, the blogging, the podcasting, and improving language skills. Now, it really depends up to you if what language skill you're gonna improve and what specific tool you are going to use. So we will start here with using the digital storytelling. Okay, so what is digital storytelling for the language learning classroom? Now, class, digital storytelling projects, these are projects that language teachers would let the students create. And these are helpful tool in any classroom setting. It could also be that you as a teacher would use or incorporate digital storytelling to teach storytelling to your students or to teach a specific piece of literature to your student. So through digital storytelling, you are creating a literary piece, you transform it and make it become interactive. And because of their communicative nature, they are the perfect tool for language learners. Now, the thing is, we really need to have a tool for this. Digital storytelling, or DS. It's a learning strategy that implies, obviously, the integration of multimedia in an educational setting, and it allows the latest Web 2.0 technologies accessible to our students for learning purposes. So here is the thing. For example, you are going to teach a specific story to the students. Now, instead of letting them read the entire story because it's very long, you are going to transform it and do it digitally. So you can have a digital storytelling, or students could also do a certain project or do a digital storytelling project to narrate and to present interactively the story that they have chosen. So it could be you, or it could be you will let the students do this as a task. If it's you who will use this digital storytelling, then it would be very interactive, and it would be something fresh and new to our learners. So it's just a matter of what software you're going to use. It's just a lot class. I'm not going to bring you to each and every sample, but we are going to just explore one, or else this video lecture would be very long. And you can also explore the recommendation, the other tool by yourself. No, but most of these tools, you really need to make an account, and some of these basically are not even free. So you could look into or use the free trial if in case there are really instances that I really need to use a specific tool, and then I need to pay. In my end, I will just use first the free trial, and then later on I will stop the subscription. That if you are capable of and you have all the details that our website will be asking from you. So let's move on. So digital storytelling project allows language learners to express themselves, actually being creative, and you would convey meaning, and you could make use of pictures, a video, and audio. So it's gonna be like making use of these existing multimedia, and then you put it into one. So this is really multimodal because you present something using a different media or using different modes, because a picture is another mode to convey information, a video is another thing. It's how much more an audio. So there is so much that goes into a digital story, and students here could think critically and reflect, and they could practice their language learning skills, but rather than just doing some grammar and pronunciation drills. So students could make the digital storytelling, they will make use of their voice, how to voice over to narrate a specific sequence of the story or what's going on. And they would just be creative on this one. And it's not the same as writing. When we say digital storytelling, is it similar with writing? Obviously, it's not. Though it allows self-expression, similar with writing, and at the same time, it could mimic the same process, such as a group or a student himself or herself could do brainstorming and plan first, and then outline, and then draft, and then edit and share, because you're going to basically create a script here on what you're going to input in your, because you are obviously doing a storytelling, though it's in a digital format. So you basically need to also do the process, same with writing. And even more daunting if we compare it to writing, because here you have to use a certain tool or software. And it could also be usually used alongside with the writing, and it could see the similarities and the differences. And basically a digital storytelling, it's more technology. There is more or less a lot of integration with technology, and this is obviously letting the students make use of Web 2.0, and that's what makes it very interesting. And the digital storytelling, you need an aid of a software here, and like in writing, of course, you just need your pen and your paper, but the process that we follow in writing is similar, basically with the digital storytelling. The process in writing and doing a digital storytelling is just similar. So we provide opportunities for collaboration here. We foster even more engagement and communication. And actually, class students can do the project in pairs, or the teacher can require peer editing throughout the entire process. So this is digital storytelling. Like you put the one in the book into your computer. So how about digital storytelling and language learning? Now, digital storytelling obviously integrates different literacies and at the same time language skills. So it even combines multimedia researching, we do production, we present as well, with the traditional activities like writing and oral production skills. So to look at it, this is really more tedious compared to just a conventional or the traditional writing or conventional way of telling a story. And the table 2 in the next slide depicts the skills and literacies that are involved in a digital storytelling process and links the 4 basic language learning skills to each phase of the process. So this is the process. You do story circle, because we have your skills and competencies for each phase of the DS process. So story circle, we have story creation, and then we show the story. So basically, before you would come up with, before you go to the tool or to the software, you have to make sure you create first your narrative or your script. O imo sang himuon class ang imong narrative. Identity, development, self-awareness. So unsa mo yung mga ma-improve here would be our self-confidence, emotional intelligence, creativity, and the like. So reflection and critical incidents, analytic reasoning, social process. So these are the things. And listening and speaking, writing here, because it could be that your digital storytelling is done with a voiceover to storytell. But it could also be you are typing, you are writing, And then we have the story creation. You create the story, technology assessment, and manipulation. This time we would use the tool. And then these are some of the skills. And then, of course, you would produce and you are going to show the story. This is the final showing. So these are basically some of the skills, the language skills that can be honed with digital storytelling, with the process of digital storytelling. So you have writing, reading, listening, and speaking and reading. So it's really very interactive and at the same time very 21st century. And basically, this is for you guys because you guys are Gen Z students, no? And then we have communication here. This is a sort of very communicative, experiential in a way, and this is also a project-based learning. So we already did some PBL. So pwede yun yung ipabuhat ninyo nga project sa yung students is the digital storytelling. And unsa ilang storytell? Well, let them storytell, digitally storytell a specific short story na ilang nabasahan. So this is not really conventional. You don't just tell the students, okay, storytell it. Here, digital storytelling, and it's presented in a multimodal way, and so many skills that would be honed and challenged, or in a way will be sharpened here, no? Sa parts at mga students. Now, the digital tools. So digital stories come in many different forms, and there actually just are hundreds of free user-friendly tools on the internet for students. So we have slideshows. So for picture, you can do slideshows, slide stories, Smilebox. So these are some of the websites which you guys can check out. They are great websites that allow users to make photo collages, albums, scrapbooks, and slideshows with music, and even you can add voice narration attached to each photo. So you can really imagine pictures that goes on like slideshow pero na ay voice over. Yeah, of course, you are telling a story. And mga video on a class on YouTube that is just doing like that. No, very simple, just picture, but then there is a voiceover na nag storytell. And I believe even the video editors can do that because if you have video editor, for example, in my case, I am using LumaFusion or I also use the Focus Pro. So I could add voice narration or voiceover. And then in the voiceover, of course, what is happening in the story. And then i-timing po na nimo nga inigsud sa picture, maupod to ang scene nga imong generate. So in-produce na nimo, in-write na nimo sa movie, of course, that is already a sample of a digital storytelling. No? So now it's multimodal because it's not just you trying to storytell, but you are making use of technology here. This is a good example of technology integration. So digital tools to storytell a specific story. Now we also have other examples. We have Comic Master and Bubble, and it let users create their own comic strips and graphic novels. Okay, or if you wish not to have a voiceover, it's okay. You can just murag pina-comic na style na there are dialogues or mga like conversation, and then add backgrounds and then write the dialogue in bubbles and in captions as it would appear in a comic book. So ibutang lang niyo sa mga bubbles there, and then there is a dialogue among the characters. So these are some of the things you can check: Comic Master, Bubble. And then for another take on a storybook idea, students can use also ZooBurst to create pop-up books and get some practice with 3D technology. But I believe the ZooBurst, I'm not sure if this is free, but we'll try to take a look at it. Because ZooBurst is a digital storytelling tool that lets anyone easily create his or her own 3D pop-up books. So we can check on this 3D pop-up books. But I will also introduce to you another tool. And then Mapskip, students can use Google Maps to select places on a map and weave together stories about the places they have been. But of course, class, it's not just about a photo, but basically the conversation, the bubble that comes along with the photo, or the characters as well, because it's how you create a vivid story out of the picture, okay, from that picture. And then we have here,
let your voice be heard with the Sock Puppet app.
You can show what you know, like the days of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Or you can sing, la la la.
Or you can explain how you solved the math problem. You see, first I borrowed the 7, and then...
Okay, if you want to make a sample like this, then you can create it through Sock Puppets. Okay, now you can let the student learners do this, or you can even make use of this in your in the teaching a specific literary piece to your students. So young learners can create digital puppet shows with sock puppet and draw and animate their own cartoons. You can use this Toontastic.
Oh, watch me, watch me. Oh, watch me, watch me.
Seriously now, sock puppets can share your story. One time when I was at band camp,
What do you have to say? Let your voice be heard with Sock Puppet app.
So we have here, obviously, we do have here puppets. Okay, sock puppets. Now, this is also Toontastic. So you can explore. I am giving you sample and then you can explore, but later on, I will bring you to the website and let's explore few tools. Yeah, the rest, you guys can explore them on your own. It depends on what is needed in your lesson plan or the lesson that you have, so you could integrate these digital tools. Now, this is an example of it. We have here an example of a digital storytelling, but this one is very good, no, nice kay ni siya. So, kung makahimo mo gingon ani, or you can let the students create this as their project. Okay, so let's see.
All right, Agent 59.
But of course, class tayo sa. Of course, when you do the lesson or the lesson, di ba mag-demonstration man mo, and when you create lesson plan, of course, dapat magamit yun mo og tool to aid your teaching. Okay, so I'm not saying that it's gonna be the digital storytelling. Well, it depends on your lesson. So I will let you choose your own lesson.
You know the drill. Dylan, get the plans for the rocket and get out. Mama.
Okay, so see, this is a very good sample. Ako lang ikuan ha. Check. So here in this case, na ay characters and then there are also voices, no? Posible man sa good class nga wala lay voice pero mga bubbles lang kana bitang mga conversation we put it in a bubble so type lang siya. That could also be possible. But in this case, there is a voice. Okay? The characters are really talking in bahay. So yeah, and it's very good because there is really movement. No?
You have to get up to the fan. We're on the helipad.
It's not 2D. It's not two-dimensional.
Shrinking. What?
It's crazy. There. Sabi siya yung mga sound effect. Struggle if you are going to use voice over. Of course, it's expected nga naapoy mga there are also sound effects, especially katong ingon ato nga case nga everything is moving, the characters are moving. But if the characters are not moving, like two-dimensional ra gihapon, but then the way you narrate it is not in a bubble or not in a written form, but in a voiceover, then no need for you to have really those mga sound effects. Okay, so that is for digital storytelling. Now, let's have first let's go first to blogging. So blogging is another platform to enhance language skills. And I believe you guys know what is a blog, diba? So a blog, it is defined as a web application that displays serial entries with date and timestamps. It's according to Throne and Payne in 2005. And it includes comment features. And here you are, of course, doing the writing. You are writing. And then you have your entry. I will also give you a sample. When I was handling creative writing class, I let my students create a group blog or a group web blog, and it's there where they post all the stories they made or all the tasks that we have, because through that, I don't, it's not just me who's going to read their stories, but even their classmates as well. And in language learning, blogs can be used as tools to develop writing skills, obviously. So this is a very good example of how we could develop the writing skill of our learners, making use of technology that we have, because we cannot really do away now with internet or with the technology. And although they should not replace face-to-face interaction, but they may provide a practice environment where students can think, they could reflect, they could create language slowly for a real life audience. And that's according to Pinkman in 2005. This is an example here. We do have pictures. So there are also different platforms or websites that we can use. And during our time, we actually use the WordPress, but there is also another software that we can use, not only WordPress. Okay, so I actually know one student use something, but I forgot. So let me check. So, but basically we have Tumblr, okay, WordPress, but we use WordPress. So we have here the major benefits of blogging, because in blogging you can also check your grammar. Okay, so it would also mark red or green if there is something wrong. So it would aid you, to have a very good choice of your words and whatnot, and the choice of more appropriate language on the part of the learners, the addition of new perspectives to the learner's thoughts, and the motivational aspect of realizing that one's voice echoes in distant parts of the globe is heard by others. And Hewitt in 2000 and Pelletieri in 2000, they emphasize its positive effects on improving grammar proficiency and fluency. So many studies already about blogging. And we have here another thing. So it would suggest motivation, authorship, and development of learning strategies. Now we do have blogging in the classroom. So the benefits of blogging. I don't need to really discuss everything. Okay, dali naman lang siya. But the benefits of blogging with your students in the classroom can be a fun and positive way to connect and share with parents on a regular basis. And there are just, I would share here 7 benefits to classroom blogging. So parent communication can do that, and this is why. Then we also have internet safety. So through the use of a classroom blog, kaning mo classroom blog, this is, for example, teacher yun ang hold ani. So it's really the teacher who is holding or who is in control. So it's very safe. And basically class kung naatay mga LMS or mga learning management system where we are paying really, so it would be easy, but you can also do it even in Google Classroom because the university is paying it. Like you can post your entries there, but the thing is we could not make it as interactive and as beautiful, as multimodal as possible using WordPress and other mga blog sites. And then we also have improved literacy skills. Obviously, it's true, your writing and your technology skill as well. Then for the fourth one, so, in fact, blogs though are a perfect tool for teaching spelling, grammar, and language conventions. As long as dili lang siya taken for granted sa students, because some of the students may use it, but they won't actually check why they are wrong, So we also have improved ICT skills, which is self-explanatory, why it would improve your ICT skills. Of course, you can enumerate a lot of reasons why. Obviously, you are making use of technology. Authentic audience. Here, it's not just a teacher. Your parents can also read, your classmates, even those people outside the community. They can also utilize what you have posted on your blog or on your website. And then sense of community. A sense of community can be created in the classroom by working together to write a blog. So if you let the students do it as a class, then it requires great teamwork and collaboration. And, if you let it by group, then the group also need to have a teamwork and they also need to collaborate. And that is one of the things that is why it has sense of community, because we allow the students to work as a group. It's not good also that one student would create one blog. It may be, he or she may be too overwhelmed to post something. So it's good if you do it as a whole class, or it could also be done by group. And then global connection, because your blog can even be accessed by people coming from different countries, not only those who are here in the Philippines, but even those, they could check it when they could type the title of your story, it could be redirected, your URL or your website, and they could check it. So here you are building no network or connection and you allow more readers. So these are the 7 benefits of blogging. Now, before we proceed to podcasting, let us go first to his website and to check on some of the example. So we do have here example class of a blog. Okay, so here, this is an example that I actually do when I was teaching when I was teaching creative writing to my students. So this is in the year 2018. Okay, the name of their blog is School Geeks, and I let them create a banner. What is it about? Okay, this is the title of the website, schoolgeeks.wordpress.com, the URL here. There is always WordPress because this is just free plan of WordPress. And then School Geeks here, we have we explore, this is their mantra, no? We explore, we express, and we learn. And we have here about, okay, we write to fill a blank page with a breathing of our fingertips and learn something that is worth keeping for because creative writing, so they are making use of stories. Now in the home, you can see what are their quotes. So we have Don't Mess with Messy. There's a story. You can read more about it. Okay. This is actually a written by Lyra Carmela Baterna, who's my former student before. And they have so many, the standard, separated, inseparable, the man in the picture, who are you, fate of the fated. So these are few heels, heels. These are actually, they are supposed. And if the readers would contact them, they could also reach the authors or the admin behind School Geeks through this contact info. So you can give it a try. You can let the students do this. This will serve as their project. And this is very interesting class and very rewarding and very interactive. And here it's not just you as a teacher who is now reading the work of your students, but even others. Now, earlier we looked into digital storytelling, right? This is a good example of digital storytelling. This is storyboard.com, okay? Storyboard.com, okay? Storyboard.com. You can check here the URL. And then I try to check on it. It's very interactive. It's what you're going to do. So you can create your own storyboard or an existing story and then tanawin mo ang settings. Scene 1, for example, there is a sidewalk. So you can choose a character. Okay, kinsa yung mga character na may mga free nga character. For example, here, child. Okay, free ra siya 1 month, no? But then, nalagi bayad. Pero, you know what, class, when you become a teacher, so it's always good, no? To make use of this. Kaya ako man tong na ako ni siyang na-access. So, for example, ang character nimo is mga 1600s to 1800s. You can choose. And then, you can, for example, here, kaning mga character na sila sa modern world, pero dili gid ni sila sa modern world. And then you can create, you can add a bubble. This is an example of a bubble, kanisha. So speech bubbles, we call it a speech bubbles. Okay, so you can have this, okay, sorry, background nimo, and then you can let the students create here. So of course, mag-type ka, you're going to edit and say, isulti, oh, where am I? What is this place? Example lang. Pero mas maayo kung nanay existing food class na story that students can edit food ta. What is this place? Diba? So, na-lost siya kay naman siya sa modern world yan. Napa siya sa 1600s ba yan? No? So, then the next scene. So, dili gini siya connected kaning mga scene, but the next scene and then the next scene. And you can add more. Okay? Okay, you can add more fast sa imuhang story. You can add more scene. Okay, next scene. Okay, so you can add. You can add more. And then after you will save. Zoom po din mo siya. But nice lagi class kung nagbayad ka. Nice ni siya. Okay, so mubalik ko. I will, let me go back first. I will leave here para you would know. Joy, so we will go to the website. Storyboard that. Okay, so digital storytelling. Now you click that, create a storyboard. Please wait. Ano siya? Tulo lang ka kay dili man taw ang tagabayad. So, or sa first scene, pili ka unsa may mga papilian diri asa man nahitabo. Second scene, okay, and then ay mga characters here. Okay, unsa siya sa indoor, outdoor, school, transportation, and then you can choose the characters kung teens, kids, jobs. And then, for example, class, mupili sa diri scene ha. For example, it happened here in the restaurant, like ganina. Okay, so nahitabo ni siya. And then let's choose a specific character. Okay, I'm sorry na wala ta. I don't know what happened to the internet or to the... Okay, so that was the sample. Nawagtang ang ako ang there's something wrong with my Google Chrome. So that was a sample class of a that was a sample for digital storytelling.